Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Milwaukee Brewers at County Stadium. On the mound for Detroit is Dave Rozema, whose record is 5-3 with a .270 ERA. And pitching for the home team is Tom Candiotti, whose record is 4-3 with a 3.82 ERA. And yes, we lost a bittersweet game yesterday as the Brewers walked it off after we came back and took the lead. Jack Morris, for the third time this season, went 8 2/3 innings and could not close it out. We took him out of the game. We brought in Roger Weaver, who's been steady this season, to close the game out. And there was an error in center field by Andre Dawson, who came in for defensive purposes, and he caused an error. Runner was safe at second base, and it was pretty much over after that. It was only a matter of time as the Brewers put a couple hits together and beat us. So a miserable game. We are really stinking horribly here in May. And as a reminder, the Brewers, who are now just one game under 500, they started this season off by losing the first 10 games. So they were 0-10 right out of the gate. And now they are one game below 500. So they are for real. It sucks that we've just been crushed by them this series. And we lost to them 20-17 back on May 5th. But they really are putting it together. So I am in the market for a closer. And I just want to show you, before we get started today, this is the one closer I am looking at for the Angels. They have Mark Clear. If you look at his numbers, it's pretty impressive. He's pitched 19 games, 1-1 with an .042 ERA. He's got 11 out of 12 in saves opportunities. Pretty solid. Doesn't really have a great fastball, but his curveball is his out pitch, and his fastball technically is above average. He does go to arbitration at the end of this year. So he's making some pretty good money, so that would cost us. We'd have to try to give up somebody that would be equal in that regard so that we could, get a good closer for this team, which we do not have, and also maybe make up some of our projected loss, which is around $300,000. So that's something that we're going to have to consider as we go forward into June. Let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe. Earlier today, I did a new sports card video where I opened up some hanger packs of 2021 Allure hockey. And maybe you're not a hockey fan, but that is a really stellar-looking card set. And I pulled some pretty decent stuff in there. So you should check it out if you are so inclined. All of our bullpen is available today with Roger Weaver taking his fourth loss yesterday. Real bummer there. The Brewer lineup against Rozema, not good. Batting only 178 against him. So I feel pretty good about that. Here is the lineup versus Tom Candiotti. He's a right-hander. He has yet to have learned the knuckleball. Of course, that is his main pitch in his career. But he didn't develop that until 1984. So it's not in his repertoire. So we do have Andre Dawson in there. We shouldn't probably. He sucks offensively and defensively. And we had to give Lance Parrish a day off. We've worked him, overworked him really for the last 2 weeks. So there's a Marty party behind home plate. Okay, let's pull up the stats for the season so far. Take a look at it there. And we are going to do the Tigers lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing center field, is Rickey Henderson. Batting second at first base is Greg Brock. Batting third at third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting cleanup and DHing today is Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth in right field is Andre Dawson. Batting sixth in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting seventh at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting eighth at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. And finally, batting ninth and catching today is Marty Castillo. Tom Candiotti As you can see here, he went 12-8 last year. Pretty solid. 4-3 this year. 3.82 ERA. That's a career low so far. 42 Ks and 75 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .269 against him. He's got one complete game. His endurance is high, so he could probably go about 120 pitches if he had to. His fastball is an 89, and it is below average, as it is in real life, which is why he ended up developing that knuckleball. His curve is his out pitch. He's got a decent slider as well. I don't think we faced him this year, have we? We have not. That's why I don't remember seeing his name this year. Okay, here is the Brewers' defensive alignment. Looks like it's the same as the first two games. Yes, there's no other players that we haven't seen before in the lineup. So, and Rickey Henderson back in the leadoff role. His on-base percentage versus righties at .351 is the second best on the team, or at least in our lineup today. So I thought I'd give him a shot to lead off, and he lets us down by striking out. One down. Here's Greg Brock, who does have the highest on-base percentage versus right-handers. That's why he's in the number 2 hole. And he hits a fly ball to right. Second out. And then Mickey Hatcher, base hit through the right side of the infield. Average back up to .321 with that base hit. He is among the leaders. At the end of this month, we're going to do, of course, the league leaders and standings recap. But this time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to show you the league leaders from the time that we started this sim, 1980, through the current day, the final day of May. So it'll be like a encapsulated of everything that we've done so far, which I think might be kind of fun to look at instead of just looking at the year to date. So with 2 down and Hatcher on first, Reggie Jackson hits a fly ball to center field. Reggie did have a clutch hit yesterday, was angling for the player of the game before the Brewers came back and won. So let's go ahead and get started with the Brewers lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing first base, is Bob Scooby. Batting second at shortstop is Ed Romero. Batting third at second base is Paul Mauter. Batting cleanup at third base is Randy Asadoor. Batting fifth in center field is Chet Loman. Batting sixth and DHing is Dave Sachs. Batting seventh in right field is Alan Cockrell. Batting eighth in left field is Doug Loman. And finally, batting ninth and catching today for the Brewers is Charlie Moore. Dave Rosema, he's pitching so well, but he is not able to get the wins on the board. He's lost 2 in a row. Not really his fault. He did give up 10 hits in his last start against Boston, so we should hang that one on him. But before that, he took the loss, only giving up 2 runs in 8 innings. He has faced Milwaukee once. That was back on May 3rd. He got the win going 6, giving up 3 runs on 6 hits and 4 strikeouts. So he pitched pretty well that game against him. That's probably why the opponent's batting average was so low. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Tigers' defensive alignment. Pretty much same as it ever was. I would have put Glenn Wilson in right field today in place of the struggling Dawson, but actually Glenn Wilson hasn't had a hit in the last 2 games, so we're going to give him the day off. So here's Bob Scooby leading off against Dave Rozema. Scooby was caught stealing twice in yesterday's game as he grounds out to Whitaker. There's 1 down. Next up is Ed Romero. The shortstop, blooping it into right center field. It will be caught by Henderson. That was a 9-pitch at bat. Yes, sure was. So Rosie already at 18 pitches with Molitor up. And Mauter goes to the opposite field for a base hit. So a hit apiece for both teams here as Randy Asadoor steps in. And he strikes out swinging. So the first strikeout of the game for Rosie. We go to the top of the second. No score. Here's Andre Dawson. I got him in the 5th spot. I mean, I don't know what to do for this guy. He is just terrible, popping it up on the infield. He's just not producing, and we gave him that big contract. 1 down as Dawson pops out, and then Gibby grounds out to short. 2 down for Trammell, and Trammell gets a base hit in the center field. So his batting average is up to 256. He's turned it around. He was batting in the 230s there for a while. Now we stole 2 bases against Moore yesterday, and Moore is a very strong defensive catcher. I don't think we're going to risk it yet. We're going to let Whitaker swing away. That's a good call as Whitaker gets a base hit. Tram goes to third. So here's an opportunity for Castillo to do some damage. He's batting 154 on the season as a backup at third and catcher. Grounding out to third, and that'll do it. So we waste an opportunity there. We go to the bottom of the second with Chet Lemon leading off, followed by Dave Sachs and Alan Cockrell. Chet Lemon 6 for 17 against Rosema, and he rips it off the left field wall for a double. So a leadoff double for Lemon. That is his 8th double of the season. Dave Sachs up, runner in scoring position. Ground ball to third. Lemon will hold. Oh, an error by Hatcher. We cannot do anything right. First and third on the error by Mickey Hatcher. And we are in a jam. We'll give up that run for a double play. And Alan Cockrell batting 284 in the season. Oh, there we go. A strikeout by Rosema. And that'll give us a chance to get out of the inning with a double play. So we're going to keep everybody back instead of pulling the infield in. Now Loman's a lefty. He's batting 261. And he hits a line drive to center field. Henderson makes the play. Lemon tags up and scores, and it's 1-0. So the Brewers with their early lead. Charlie Moore pounds it right into the dirt at home plate, and Castillo makes an error. Oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. I mean, when everything goes wrong, wheels just fall off on our team. Bob Scooby, fly ball to right field, and that'll be the 3rd out. So 2 errors in that inning, and we only give up 1 run. We should be thankful for that. We go to the top of the 3rd. We're down just that 1 run with Henderson leading off, and he rips it into left field with a base hit. Left fielder Loman gets it back in quickly. Henderson on first for Greg Brock. We're not even considering stealing as Brock pops it up. And an error by the catcher, Moore. So they're trying to give it back to us. There's 3 errors in this game between the 2 teams. And Mickey Hatcher up. We like Hatcher in this spot. He is clutch. He's got the clutch gene, and he smashes it. A 3-run Jimmy Jack into right center field, and the Tigers take the lead 3-1. That's home run number 8, team leading 8th home run, tied with this man, Reggie Jackson. And Reggie does have a home run against Candiotti this season. Reggie hits a fly ball to center. There's 1 down. So the errors, all 4 runs, really could have been prevented so far with some solid defense. Dawson hits a ground ball to third. There's 2 down. And here's Gibby, who pops it up into foul ground on the first base side. Play is made by Scooby. Okay, so we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tigers have the lead. It's only a 2-run lead. I don't feel good unless it's like 7 or 8 runs. As Romero leads off the inning by grounding out to short. Trammell makes the play. Next up, Paul Molitor. He had a hit first time through the lineup. And here he lines out to Henderson in center. He's going to bring up Randy Asadoor, who grounds it to Hatcher, and Hatcher does make the play for the third out. So a nice 1-2-3 inning. Rosie needed that, get his pitch count in order. And we go to the top of the fourth for Trammell, leading off the inning. Strikes out on a pitch down and inside. 2 Ks for Candiotti. Sweet Lou up next. Lou goes to left field, off the wall, and Lou has himself a double. That is Whitaker's third double on the season. 3 doubles, 6 home runs. We do not get a lot of extra base hits. It's home runs or nothing for us. As Marty Castillo steps in with a runner in scoring position, and he goes down the right field line all the way to the wall. And it's back-to-back doubles, RBI double for Castillo. I've got to believe that's his first or second, right? Second double of the season for Castillo. 8th RBI. And it's 4-1 Detroit. So Castillo on second base. For Rickey Henderson, who slaps the base hit to right, Castillo scores. And the Tigers are up 5-1. RBI single for the leadoff man. And I think that might be his 30th RBI. Okay, now we're in a position to let Henderson attempt to steal second. We're 1 down. We have a 4-run lead. And we have a struggling pitcher, with Greg Brock, who's patient at the plate. Low and outside, and Henderson steals second base. See, that makes sense. That was an optimum scenario for him to do that. That's his 12th stolen base on the season. 12 for 25. Oh, my gosh. But he's close to being 50%, and that's something, I guess. Okay, here's Brock, 2-2 count, and he strikes out. Oh, man. Missed opportunity there. Here's today's hero, though. Mickey Hatcher's 2 for 2 with that home run. And this time, he just taps it back to Candiotti for the third out. So Tigers get another couple runs on the board. It's 5-1, heading to the bottom of the fourth inning. Chet Lemon leading off, flipping it to right center field. And Dawson tracks it down. Good job by Dawson. 1 out. There's a base hit for the Brewers, with Dave Sachs singling to center field. 3 hits now for the Brew Crew. Alan Cockrell up next with a ground ball to third, round the horn. There we go, 5-4-3. Double play, and we go to the top of the fifth. So we have Reggie leading off. Reggie batting .305 now versus right-handers this season. Oh, he strikes out looking. 1 down. Next up is Dawson, 0 for 2 today. Make it 0 for 3. His average is down to .202. Unacceptable. And then Gibby slaps it right back up the middle, over the bag at second for a base hit. 9 hits for Detroit. 2 down for Trammell now. Trammell bloops it into right center field, and it falls in for a hit. First and third, 10 hits for Detroit. I was thinking about attempting another stolen base with Gibby, but I'm glad I didn't. That seemed like maybe the better thing to do, to hold off, give Trammell a chance to swing away. And then Whitaker crushes it to center field, all the way to the warning track, 392 feet, but it's caught by Lemon for the third out. So we're going to the bottom of the fifth. Tigers maintain a 5-1 lead. Rosie at 67 pitches as Loman leads off with a grounder right back at Rosema. Tosses him out. There's 1 down. Next up, Charlie Moore. Moore with a ground ball to second. So 2 down now for Bob Scooby. and Scooby don't with a ground ball to second. We go to the top of the sixth, 5-1. We keep in mind we are still doing the robot race. It comes back the next game. We go back home to face the Yankees, so that tournament will continue. You may have noticed that Raleigh Fingers was on the title card. He was actually a Milwaukee Brewer in 1982, part of the team that went to the World Series and lost to the Cardinals. So I thought that was pertinent to show him today. As Castillo leads off the inning by striking out, there's one down. 5 Ks for Candiotti. Next up is Rickey Henderson, popping it up to Scooby at first. 2 down. And here is Greg Brock. The Brock Nest Monster with a base hit. Just past the glove of the second baseman Molitor. And Brock is in on the fun now. 11 hits for Detroit. Hatcher up next, and he skies it to left center field. He didn't get all of it, though. Flying out to left. So that's the third out. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. We got a bunch of righties due up, so we're going to let Rosie try to get through another one. He's earned the right as he strikes out Romero for the third K of the game. 1 down. Here's Mauter. Mauter strikes out on a sidearm curve. Fooled him on the inside corner. So back-to-back strikeouts as Randy Asadoor steps in. And he hits a ground ball to third. That'll do it. Nicely done. We go to the top of the seventh. We got ourselves a new pitcher. As we take a look at the in-game stats, player of the game, I think right now easily has to be Hatcher with the 3-run home run. That gave the Tigers the early lead. And we have Bill Castro on the mound. Take a look at Bill Castro. Long-time Milwaukee Brewer. Shows him here with the Kansas City Royals jersey on. This is the 1983 card, so I don't know what his status was in 82 that I didn't have a card for him. Nonetheless, ninth appearance, he's 0-2 with that 7.62 ERA. Blown 3 saves. Well, he doesn't have to worry about that today because he's not in a save opportunity. 13 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, pokes bang 350 against him. He is definitely hittable. And Reggie, who's 0 for 3 against him in his career, will lead off the inning. Reggie, ground ball to third. He goes 0 for 4 today with a strikeout, so 1 down. Right there with him, Andre Dawson, 0 for 3. And a line drive right at the second baseman, Mauter. There's 2 down. And then Gibby, a ground ball to short, and a 1-2-3 inning. So nicely done by Castro, working on that ERA. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Chet Lemon will lead off. Lemon, 1 for 2 today, is 1 of the 3 hits, and does hit Rosema fairly well. Grounding out to short, there's 1 down. Next up is Dave Sachs. And there's a base hit up the middle. So second hit for Sachs. 2 for 3 on the day now. Runner on first. Alan Cockrell up. We're going to keep everybody double play depth. And a grounder to Whitaker. That should be an easy double play. It is. You have a catcher running in the slow Cockrell. And that's a 4-6-1 double play. Good hustle by Rosema getting over to first. We go to the eighth. 5-1 Detroit. Trammell leading off. Trammell 2 for 3 on the day. Skying it to short. Back to the outfield grass as Romero makes the catch. 1 down. Sweet Lou up next. Hey, there's a hit for Lou. He is 3 for 4 today with a double already. We're not going to go for another double. We're going to say no. And doesn't have any RBIs, but he's definitely in the he's a contender for the player of the game. still think it's Hatcher at this point. Here is Marty Castillo whipping it into left field for a base hit. Castillo's having a career day, 2 for 4 with our RBI. So first and second, only one out. Finally getting to Bill Castro here. Here's Rickey. Rickey goes to first with a ground ball, and it's a 3-6-1 double play. I don't think Henderson's probably hitting too many double plays this year. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We have 2 lefties due up this inning. This is where we went wrong yesterday. Remember, we were trying to get Morris through the game, and we just let him go too long. And he's already at 90 pitches. He can only go 100. And there's 2 lefties, so it is unwise for me, even with a 4-run lead, to leave him in there. So we are going to bring in, we're going to bring in Dave Rucker, who just got his ass kicked last time out. We'll take a look at his log. Yeah, he couldn't get a single out. He gave up 3 runs on 3 hits. We did give him a courtesy 2-out appearance to kind of get some of that confidence back. Will that be good enough to get 2 of these 3 lefties? Lefties hit 300 against him. It's an opposite effect. But we need Rucker to get his head out of his ass. And he gives up a base hit to Loman to start off the inning. Okay, so we know Rucker pitches against righties well, but Moore hits lefties well. Let's see how it goes here. A caught stealing. Why is Loman running down 4 runs? That is a bonehead move. We'll take it, though. We need it. Any way we can get it, as Moore hits a ground ball to second. There's 2 down. Got to bring up Bob Scooby. I feel a bit better facing him with 2 outs as he skies it to right, and we get out of that inning. That's had disaster written all over it, to be honest. But we get through it. We go to the top of the 9th. We're down to the last 3 outs for the Tigers here. We have Brock, Hatcher, and Reggie due up. Reggie's playing just to get another game. If he doesn't get a hit, we're going to take him out and put Mayberry in there for tomorrow's game. As Brock strikes out, 1 for 5 with 2 Ks today. Frank DiPino into the game. I saw that. I just didn't mention it. He is their closer. He's got 5 saves. His ERA is 7. Their whole bullpen all have really high ERAs. 19 Ks and 18 innings pitched, though, including that strikeout of Brock. Okay, here's Hatcher. 2 for 4 today, striking out on a 74-mile-an-hour changeup. And now Reggie, lefty on lefty. We need Reggie to do something here. He sends a fly ball to center field. So that's not going to get him another start tomorrow. We go to the 8th inning, and yes, it's time to bring in Weaver. Now, we could bring in Gil Rondon. I want this victory, though. And with Weaver pitching terribly yesterday, although he was a victim of an error, we're going to give him a chance to get his confidence back. But his closer role is tenuous at best right now. Ed Romero will lead off the bottom of the 9th by grounding out to second. Good start to the 9th. Hall of Famer Paul Mauter up next. 0 for 4 in his career against Weaver. Ground ball back to Weaver, who tosses him out. We're down to the final out. Randy Asadoor could be that guy. He's 0 for 3, and Weaver walks him. Never can be easy. Runner on first. Here's Chet Lemon. And he strikes him out on a sweet curve right in the middle of the plate. Tigers win 5-1. Handshakes and butt slaps. Feeling good about the victory. Let's take a look at the standings. And we do gain 1 game back on Baltimore, who is on quite a run right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Our stolen base percentage is over 60% now for the first time all season. That's pretty incredible. Let's take a look at the transactions. So John Tudor, Boston's ace, really, is going to miss one start, maybe two, with an injury, some tendonitis. Okay, so we have the day off. So we're going to play one day in advance, and then we'll take a look at the transactions for the day off. So everybody will be rested when we come back against the Yankees. Let's take a look at the transactions. Mike Rowland, a pitcher for the Giants, is going to miss 9 days. Okay, so let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. It feels good to end on a victory. Feels like we haven't had too many of those this month. Player of the game is going to Mickey Hatcher. He had the shot that gave the Tigers the lead in the third. Tigers held on after that. That was his 8th home run. Whitaker and Castillo with doubles. Stolen base by Rickey Henderson. That's all good. Marty Castillo with the error behind the plate. And Hatcher at third. Not great there. Dave Rosema gets the win. 6-3. He gave up the 1 run, which was unearned. That was the error by Castillo, I believe. And then bullpen did as they should, setting him down without giving up a run. So that's it. We're going to come back tomorrow. We will have the robot race. That will continue. Until then, everyone, have a great night.